Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lion's Den. I'm your host, Mr. Mark Tuff, for Everything as a Wrestling Promo. And holy fiery dog shit, we have a huge bit of wrestling news to share with the whole entire world. If you haven't heard by now, you must be under a rock, or under the pebble, the rock's good friend, little friend, I don't know. Dean Ambrose has been announced as leaving the WWE as soon as his contract ends at the end of April, it seems like. Huge news. This is a premier free agent, especially in the wake of in the wake of AEW forming. You got Cody the Bucks, Tony Khan, backed by his dad's billions of dollars. This is a huge bit of news because by all accounts, it seems like Mr. Ambrose has lived a pretty frugal lifestyle. He's made a ton of money in WWE. The reports were that he was offered somewhere in the 7 figures for a 5-year contract. Maybe he's now loving the way he's being used, and by the looks of it, he has potential options. With the age of streaming, you have things like Impact, you got New Japan, you got AEW. The indie scene's kind of hot with people jumping all over the place, making appearances left and right. So the time is ripe for a guy who is kind of a big thinker, as I like to think of Mr. Ambrose. Him and Jericho seem of a somewhat similar ilk, and I think those guys talk, and I think that Jericho's signing may have had influence on Mr. Ambrose and his decision to not sign. Now, could this be a complete negotiating ploy? Absolutely. Your boy, Mr. Mark Tuff, knows a thing or two about negotiating and numbers. And one of the biggest cards that he has to play is the fact that there is new competition. His contract doesn't end in a couple months. He can tell him he's not signing it, and WWE may want to sweeten the pot. Now, I was very, very surprised at the fact that the WWE had tweeted through their official account that Dean Ambrose was going to not resign and that he was going to essentially be a free agent and leave. I think that was pretty stupid of them because as soon as their casual fans or whoever else gets wind of Dean not resigning, they're automatically going to think, well, the dude's young. Where the hell is he going next? So I thought that was kind of stupid. I think it's shown a spotlight on the competition and their potential competition, especially AEW, because there's a lot of interest there right now in seeing what kind of moves they're going to make. Who else are they going to sign? And big fish, Dean Ambrose, who may return as Jon Moxley. I could see him signing with AEW. He kind of fits that rebel image. The creativity that I think he can bring to the table is huge because in the WWE, you are working within the confines of a PG environment. Now, that with an aggressive character like Dean Ambrose, this sort of wired anarchist character, it doesn't really go hand in hand, and you can see, and just through common intelligence, common sense, the fact that a character like his could be so much more edgier were he to be in a sort of a more mature type of programming environment, if you know what I'm saying. Something more akin to the Attitude Era that Stone Cold was working in. Now, as Jon Moxley / Dean Ambrose as talented as Stone Cold Steve Austin, I don't think anybody can hold a candle to Austin in that type of character, that type of persona. But you got to hand it to Ambrose. He's probably as close as they've had to that type of character being that over. He's not a fraud. He's totally authentic to it. You can believe the fact that he's insane. And so could he, be more interesting in that environment? We saw what happened when Jericho in the WWE was more of the list guy, kind of a little comic stuff going on with him. He jumps to New Japan and he's swearico. He's swearing. He's saying F this to you, Naito, and Kenny Omega, F you at the press conferences. And so it's very interesting, seeing that sort of Clockwork Orange Jericho, going off on the whole wrestling planet. and seeing what he's been doing to reinvent himself. And now Ambrose has the same opportunity, and it's going to be exciting to see. You can tell Dean's a guy, like I said, who is intelligent. It seems as though AEW is interested in letting guys be themselves, but the amplified version, and not just doing this, reading off script on some cue card and thinking that the audience is going to buy into that, because there's so much that you lose in that translation when you're looking off screen and, not connecting with the crowd. So Dean, I think, would be awesome in a bullet point environment where he knows the direction he needs to go and he's going to take it there. The dude is a great superstar. It seemed like things got a little bit stale for him. I think that he probably sensed that there was really no upward mobility for him. His character has kind of evolved. It's been sort of interesting, new look a little bit. I don't love that he cut all the hair off and whatever, but hey, you got to change with the times, man. I mean, well, hey, I like hair, so you got to change with the times. Dean's evolving. I think that he's going to evolve even some more. Maybe we'll see him in Evolve. Who knows? Gabe Sapolsky, shout out. But man, we'll see. Huge news to hit the wrestling planet today. Dean Ambrose, where the hell do you want to see him sign? Where's he going to go? What's your predictions? How much money is he going to make? I don't know, man. This is going to be an interesting time in professional wrestling because guys do not need to resign with the WWE. The bounty is plentiful right now. There's money fronting these operations, and dudes are going to start looking in a serious way at how they're being used. And if they have money like Dean, how much more can they have? They want to be able to do and service the fans and the characters that they're creating and satisfy themselves creatively, especially if the financials are there. And it seems like they are. So good luck to Dean Ambrose. We're behind you. I was a huge fan, especially early on. I've kind of felt a little stale with him, but now I'm reinvigorated. Hopefully, Dean, you're reinvigorated, my man. And know that we're excited as fans of yours to see who you're going to turn into next and where the hell that's going to be. Daddy-O's. So signing off from the tough one in the Northeast, your boy, take it off right now.